What up, folks? I am Ultrazilla, and this is an Ultrazilla Live. Tonight, we got a little bit of a guest here. I'm going to bring him in one moment, but I hope everybody is doing well out there. Got a lot to talk about tonight. So without any further ado, let's bring in Scorpio Cesar.
Well, hello everybody. How are y'all doing? Thanks for having me on, Sal. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Look at this. I got my coffee here. I got my kaiju back there.
Nice.
Coffee
Excellent,
coffee.
dude. And it's been quite a day for you in particular, because you're a gamer.
That's right.
Right?
Oh yeah. I actually started YouTube covering video games back in 2009, 2010. The landscape was a lot different back then.
Now you've come full circle. Why is that?
Full circle. Well, because I figured I ended my video game channel prematurely. And I really didn't want to just leave it at that. I always wanted to get back into it. But because of circumstances beyond my control, I couldn't do it the way I wanted to. When I was just about to relaunch my video game aspect of my channel, my apartment fire happened in 2017.
Right.
All the physical games, my entire game shelf, my wall was completely decimated. And I did save most of those games, but they were all just disced at that point.
Yeah.
So that's not the way I wanted to do the channel. So
Sure.
I wanted to rebuild from scratch before I could get back to it.
Mhm.
So it's another kind of aspect of Scorpio Cesar. It used to be Solid as Godzilla back then.
That's right. When I started following you, that's what you were, yeah.
Solid as Godzilla was the name, and I just felt it was too generic. You got two names from two
Luminous
complete...
has his whiskey, so
Yay!
cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Heisenberg. So, with Solid as Godzilla, it was just too generic.
Sure.
Solid as Snake is from Metal Gear. Godzilla, obviously, is Godzilla. I did want to be associated with, like, two different intellectual properties. I kind of wanted to branch away from it. Because I feel like, you see, you're good. You got just the Zilla part.
I got the ultra part, dude.
You got the ultra part too, which is even better. And I'm upset because that was one of the ideas I was swimming in my head. But then you popped up and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. It's gone. But you've taken it, you owned it. So it's great. I love
It's one of those things where it does bite you, though. Like, you kind of get pigeonholed a little bit with a name like Ultrazilla. So it's like, and I look at it like this, though. I always look at it like this. Shartimus Prime started out as a Transformers channel, Prime.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. He never changed his name. And he just branched out, and he's huge. So I'm like, you know what? If that dude could do it, like, I'm just going to keep Ultrazilla because I'm stubborn like that. I'll just stick with something.
It could definitely go both ways. Yeah. I think it just depends on the content you cover. And the great thing about you is that you don't just cover Godzilla stuff. You cover like the whole gamut of toys, which is good because Zilla, it doesn't really necessarily just mean Godzilla stuff. Mm-hmm. You see, with Solid as Godzilla, you're putting Godzilla in the name, you're screwing yourself over,
right?
By doing that. So I figured
I might as well call myself Ultra Big because Zilla is like an attachment to something big at the
right.
You know.
Exactly, but Zilla has a nice ring to it too. Sure. It's always a great way to end it like a name. Yeah. So with Scorpio Cesar, I was able to just take my my zodiac sign, the Scorpio, and which was something I was always very proud of. I loved the whole Scorpio thing, the Scorpions, and then Cesar is my middle name.
Rock you like a heart.
So Cesar was my middle name, and I was just like, let me just combine the two, see what I can do with that, and it just kind of stuck. And I'm like, you know what? At least if somebody says, "Hey, look, that's Scorpio Cesar from YouTube," it's like Cesar's my name, so I could respond to it.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, that's good, man. So tell us about the new channel.
So the new channel it's kind of like, all right. Well, first off, the whole toy reviews on the main channel are not going to change really. I don't want to like focus on one channel over the other. I still want to keep the main channel because that's that's the most popular one.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a branching out and kind of like a little bit of an experiment to see if I can still cover video games and people will still follow.
Right.
So there's a lot of video game YouTubers out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And trying to get into that again is a difficult task. So you have to make sure you do it right. There's still some kinks that I have to like fix and take care of before I do it more confidently. But I feel that it's nice because I'm able to do more skits. And
I was gonna say, I feel like the skits really fit with that.
They do, because you have more material to work with.
Mm-hmm. But you're also playing, like it's playful by its nature, you know?
Exactly. Like, for example, I just did a video on the Tony Hawk game that just came out, the remake. And that was just like a little story I was telling, and I barely talked about the game. It was just like the game was just a part of it. It was problem with me is that when I have an idea in my head and I want to get it out there, I'm going to beat myself up until I actually get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole collaboration I did with Super Mario Zilla for the King Ghidorah review, that was like months planning that out. And it was, I'll be honest with you, just like reviewing the action figures like I usually do, I was getting kind of bored of it.
No, I hear you.
I was like, the whole thing with YouTube and when I started, I like to go back to certain videos, watch them again, and laugh at them. But I noticed as I, cranked out more of the figure reviews, I was doing less of that. I wasn't going back to the videos unless there were like funny things about it, like the NECA 2019 Derpzilla. That's one of my more popular videos, and for good reason, because I've probably watched that video over 1,000 times.
This is really interesting because this is something I talked about on my vlog just this weekend.
Yeah,
and even and Heisenberg actually wrote me a really nice email about that and talking about telling stories and skits and how that kind of works. I think there's certain aspects of that I love. If you could like integrate it perfectly without making because we're reviewing something, right? That's to me, that's the most important part is we're reviewing something. People come to us for an opinion. So if you could integrate the humor in a way that makes sense and kind of tells the story of that, figure, then I think it works. I think you do it very well, actually. I actually like laugh and I could still take you seriously. Like there's some YouTubers, and I alluded to this on my vlog that like I cannot watch anymore. Yeah. I cannot watch anymore. It's like I cannot take you seriously if you're gonna just be stupid faced the entire time. It doesn't work for me.
There's a balance that you need to strike. And if you just focus mainly on the skit, and at the end of the day you just kind of blow off the whole review, and don't get the information out that somebody who's going to a review is looking for, then you failed, basically, as a reviewer. I didn't want to fail as a reviewer. I still wanted to get my point across that in the case of the SH Monsterarts 2019 King Ghidorah, the figure is overpriced and it sucks, in my opinion.
No,
it really does.
It's terrible.
I'm looking at it right now. It's laying on its back on my carpet because it fell over on my shelf and I've yet to fix it because I just can't stand touching that thing. It's
actually, I put it up. I have a windowsill where I have some figures that I'm in my basement here. Like I do this stuff in my basement, so like there's no real light that's gonna come through that window, and like no light comes through anyway because of the blinds. But like it is all the way in the back, furthest to the window, and I am surprised that it's never fallen apart since I put it up. I will never touch it again.
It's not a, you know what? It would have been better as a Figure Arts Zero.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Or make a new line, Monsterarts Zero.
Which they, they rumored that, and that was a rumor for quite a while that they were going to do that. I mean, they put it out themselves that they were going to do that. That would have been really good for that because Figure Arts Zero, if you guys don't know, like, isn't completely without any movement. You could like switch some arms here and there and move things around, so it's not like completely a statue. That would have been a perfect Figure Arts Zero. No doubt about it. I think people would have liked it. Or real quick, let me say hello to some people that are here. Zip, Jonathan Weber, Toku Texas Cosplay,
Toku Texas, what's up?
Kaiju Shorts. I like Kaiju Shorts. I like his videos a lot. Very cool. Follow Kaiju Shorts, guys. Toku Texas Cosplay said, great backstory on both of your names. Mine's pretty much self-explanatory. That's pretty cool.
Cosplay. And a cool logo to boot, yeah.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. Very cool.
There you go.
So, if folks don't know, what is the new address for the video games?
Oh, it's,
how do they search for it?
Just search on YouTube Scorpio Cesar Arcade. So instead of just Cesar, add K to the end of that, and you got Cesar Arcade.
Hey,
you see, I was gonna go Scorpio Cesar's Arcade, but I just felt it was kind of redundant, so I was
it flows nicely. So, talking about video games just a little bit more because I know this is a figure channel.
Oh yeah.
But I want to get your thoughts because not just today, but we've had like days, I feel like, of things like being announced in the video game world.
It's been nonstop this past couple of months, I think. And we finally got the Series X and S announcement and the whole price behind that, which is, it's all right. I'm always flip-flopping when it comes to generations of consoles. Either I stick with one brand. I get them all at the end of the day. I always have to have every console.
I haven't had a console since Wii and Xbox.
Oh, the original Xbox?
No, not the original, but like the third generation, whatever. The last one before they moved on.
Oh, okay. So maybe 360 was it?
360, yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, the 360 had a huge library.
Yeah,
of games.
But we mostly played a Wii. Like my son really likes the Wii, so he's 6. And I figured I'm not gonna really upgrade until like he's maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, the Wii is it's a Nintendo console. I think Nintendo consoles are timeless.
Yeah, it's still a lot of fun. So it's perfect for him right now. But he's always like telling me, I want to get this game. He wants to get a lot of games that are on. The
recent consoles.
The most recent, yeah. So it's like, you're 6, man. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know what I had when I was 6. Atari maybe, but I don't even recall. No, Atari wasn't even out yet. I think Atari was 82. So that was my first console.
Atari was before my time. I grew up with the Nintendo Entertainment System, and then that ended up breaking on us or just stopped working out of the blue because technology back then wasn't, there was no easy fixes for anything like that. There was no YouTube, there was no internet. So Super Nintendo was the next thing. And then I just always was a Nintendo guy. Yeah. And then the PlayStation we got into.
I only bought the PlayStation for Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, there you go. You see, I missed out. I didn't know anything about Final Fantasy until like the PlayStation 2 era. So I missed out on Final Fantasy VII.
Kaiju Shorts had a cardboard box and a stick when he was 6. This is exactly what my wife tells me all the time as well. Whenever I say I had this, she's like, "We played with cardboard boxes."
Yeah, I mean, you know what? As kids, I think we made the most out of nothing.
Yeah,
our imaginations were insane back then.
Definitely.
And, you see all the stuff kids have these days. Ultrazilla Junior gets all this cool stuff that.
But you know what? It's funny, but ever since we did introduce video games, it's like even though he like makes like he's super interested with every toy that comes through here, he's more like interested in the video games already. Like,
yeah,
it's really crazy. Like, it hooks you so quick,
especially nowadays with the graphics.
Yeah.
You see, back when Atari and NES, the graphics weren't crazy like they were with even the Wii's generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you had like 8-bit, 16-bit consoles and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, that looks cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And we didn't really think about graphics back then. Graphics wasn't really a topic.
And I think that lends to not being addicted to it back then. Like, I would play a lot, but I would do a lot of other things too.
Right. Like,
I always recall doing a lot of other things.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember having all my toys growing up, my Jurassic Park, Lost World toys growing up, and playing with those. You know, like, yeah, sure, I would play video games here and there, but I always had a balance.
I'm looking forward to the one video game thing that's been announced in the last couple of weeks that I'm looking forward to is the Nintendo, that new handheld, old school. I forget what it's called right now. The anniversary Game & Watch.
The Game & Watch. That
I'm excited for that because I think my son's gonna really like that.
Did you pre-order it yet?
No.
Definitely pre-order it. It's supposed to be like a limited quantity kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So the pre-orders are up already?
I believe they are. I
gotta check into that.
I should pre-order that as well, just to have something to unbox for that channel. But it's cool, a little like piece of history. Those Game & Watches.
That is very cool. So what of today's announcement are you most excited about?
Well, the PlayStation event was today, and they confirmed my suspicions that they were going to be around the same price range in terms of like consoles and with Xbox. So when it comes to like exclusives, I felt like PlayStation's been pushing the exclusives a lot more. Demon Souls looks amazing. I've only played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 and Bloodborne. I never played the original Demon Souls. So the fact that they're actually remaking it for the PS5 has me interested. They showed off a few other things. You like Spider-Man, so the Miles Morales Spider-Man game for the PS5. That looks cool, but I still haven't played the PS4 one. So,
which I hear great things about.
I heard so many great things about it, and I still have yet to play it.
Speaking of which, I actually do have that Spidey here.
Yeah, I love that suit so much.
I know. It's really, really cool. This was a really good Marvel Legends, actually.
It's got such a classic look to it, but it's also like updated to make it look a little more futuristic, I think.
Yeah. It's great.
I gotta get that damn game.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play the game, but like I love the suit. I was like, I definitely got to get a figure of that.
I believe they made a figure arts for him too, didn't they?
They did, but it was like sold out.
This is why I don't collect Marvel figures.
Yeah.
Because all the good ones that I do want are figure arts, and I'm not doing it. I bought 2 Marvel Legends off eBay that I really wanted, and I ended up selling them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not doing this, Sal.
No.
I'm not introducing another line to...
No, I had to get out of it. I haven't bought a Marvel Legends all year. So I'm actually...
Oh, wow. And they've released a lot of good ones, too.
They have, but I couldn't. I could not do it. Let's see what some people are saying here. Gadzip is very worried because 6-year-olds like consoles more than toys now. It is a little bit worrying. I'm worried.
This is why you got to start them off with the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Start them off with what we started with.
I know.
As they get older, you introduce.
He's actually right now. He's only been playing Super Mario 3 because I had it on there, so that's good. But yeah, it is what it is. Super Mario Zilla is here. Vinny,
my boy Vin.
Play Spider-Man. It's so good. Vinny, did you get the SHF PS4 Spidey?
Did I could have sworn I saw him.
He gets all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember when I went over to his place. Can you believe this guy lives like 15 minutes away from me?
That's insane. That's
Absolutely
amazing.
insane. I bumped into him at a supermarket, at
Ah,
a ShopRite. It was like, wait a minute, that's Vinny. It's a small world, I tell
yeah,
you
it
that.
is. This is an interesting question that I got for you. Because you've been doing this a little longer than I have. Like, has anybody stopped you anywhere and said, "Hey"?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned this because since I started reviewing toys, no. But back when I was doing the video game stuff as Solid as Godzilla, I used to work at GameStop. So this customer came in and was just like, "You look familiar. Are you Solid as Godzilla?" And dude, that was like one of the working at GameStop was terrible. I hated it, but that made my week. That was like the only time it happened, but to be recognized, I was on cloud nine, and I was just like, "Yo, I gotta keep doing this."
Yeah, I hear you, man. It happened to me at a Toy Con.
There you
Actually,
go.
yeah. So, like 2 years ago. So it was like still like kind of early for me, and I was just like, "What?"
Yeah, you were just getting
It's
into
like,
it.
"Hey, Ultrazilla." I'm like, "What?" And it was actually somebody that was like selling, like it was on this, he was selling stuff.
A vendor, yeah.
Yeah, vendor, yeah. And I was just like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And I ended up like talking to him for quite a while now. Like every time I go to that con, I always talk to him. But that's so cool, like when somebody could recognize you for something.
It's such a humbling feeling
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah,
somebody
it's really, really cool.
recognizes you and
Yeah.
enjoys your work.
Yeah, man, it's really awesome.
You see,
Vinny did get it. Very, very, very cool.
Vinny has a huge collection in a
Yeah.
very confined space.
I can imagine. Well,
His
it is crazy in here. You can't see all sides.
You have a lot of room in that basement, it looks like to me. My
This room
basement
is actually not that big, but I
My
try to cram it.
my basement is huge. Let me see if I can do like a pan right now. There is so much empty space on these walls right now that I can still fill.
Oh yeah, that's a
And-
much bigger room. This is just one room.
Yeah, this basement can consist of more rooms, I think. I could probably split this basement in half, but this was how it was when we bought the house, so I was just like, yeah, this is going to be my man cave.
Oh, you are very there. There we are.
So this, yeah.
Finding space for this stuff is tough. I've been trying to sell some more stuff. I've sold a few things, but keeping that's like another job. Like
It is.
all of this stuff that we do. It's all connected, right? Like you buy stuff, right, and you try to tailor it. Like, okay, I love this stuff, and it's gonna do well on the channel, so I'll definitely want to buy it. But then you end up buying. Sometimes you buy stuff and you're like, oh man, that wasn't that good. I think if we weren't reviewers, like maybe we probably have less of an opinion on that. But like when we review stuff and you're like, man, that's not good. I don't even want to do anything with this. So it's like you have to try to sell stuff too, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because you just get overwhelmed. I know I get overwhelmed. I can never, even with like trying to like have a video series where I'm trying to organize this, like I still cannot do it. It's very, very, it gets very tough,
And the YouTube algorithm is so fickle, my friend. Like
that's one of the things I was complaining about on my vlog. It's like,
I know it's so bad.
I can't crack it, man. Like after Cyber Kaiju, YouTube kept like messages kept popping up that because I published more stuff that weekend, I was getting a lot more views overall.
Yeah.
And that's what led me to try doing 2 a day, which was like killing me.
It's rough, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've said this before, but the only way I've ever even like attempted to do that is because I work from home.
Right.
So it's like, this is where I work, right where I'm sitting right now. So it's like, I just turn around to review something behind me and I turn back to my computer. It's just like, and I'm done, like, so.
It's like everything's at a reach grasp.
Yeah. So it's like, that's the only way I was even like one video a day is a lot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it.
So unless I could get like super far ahead, it never works because like you're always on top of yourself, and then that's when it becomes too much. It becomes too.
It feels
there's like
too much like
pressure,
a job.
too much like a job, and you just don't want. Not that I don't want to do it. It's just too much because I do have a regular job that I gotta
Same
do.
here.
Like deadlines and people like expecting work from me. So it's like it's very, very tough. So I tried it for almost 3 weeks there, and it was okay. It was like kind of
Finicky.
it was like a mixed bag. It was like I think overall people were watching more, like overall, but individually, I feel like some videos were suffering because it was just too much content.
It happens.
Yeah.
It really does. Like you'll see those green arrows pointing up, but the videos themselves won't be getting those hits. Like they won't. It sucks because I know, like for the Cyber Kaiju, for example, I think it helped a lot of us, honestly. But at the same time, for the Ultraman figures that I covered, most of those were out already for like a year or two. So I wasn't expecting much in terms of like view count because I'm sure people who really wanted these figures already probably have them. So, I try to make it like a special week, the whole giveaway thing. The giveaway was a success, thankfully. So everybody got their prizes and I was pretty happy with how that turned out. That was like my first successful giveaway. And I definitely want to do something similar for like G'd week or something. Ultraman G'd week. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll see where that goes. But for the time being, it's so rough trying to do like I don't know how people do it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like again, this is something Heisenberg was like. He had some really good advice because Luminous is doing good. And Luminous channel, they're doing good. But there's a lot that goes into that, and for sure, like the being able to like talk to like folks in the industry, like when you go to like cons and stuff, is really huge because that's where you develop, relationships. You could get free stuff to review. Networking is very, very hard. But like stuff like this and stuff like that you did with Vinny, that's good too. That's something like YouTube's always pushing collaborations and stuff. And stuff like this, live streams, and I'm trying to do it, but what's that?
Thanks for having me on the show, by the way. I
wanted to for a little while, man. Like ever since I started doing the lives, I'm like, I got to start getting like people on. But like I want to do like like the thing we did for Cyber Kaiju, what that Vinny and Heisenberg were part of, also, like it was awesome. But I feel like if I'm gonna do more of that, I want it to be more like one-on-one or maybe two people, because then it gets too crazy. This way we could talk about your stuff and focus on you, and I think that's a better way to go.
It's more personal, and that's always beneficial. I think with that, you don't have to be like, hey, you got to check this guy out, this guy out, this guy out, this guy. You could just focus on each other, and then do it again with somebody else the next week or the next month, and it's like it's definitely beneficial for like a one-on-one kind of thing. If I ever reintroduce a podcast for my gaming channel, it's always going to be a one-on-one thing. Maybe an extra guest here and there, but no more than 3. I think is good for podcasts. But,
I hear you. So Gadzip has a question for us. Our thoughts on the Shima GMK Atomic Blast Godzilla. Well, I have it on pre-order, so I'm going to get it. I think it looks pretty decent. I mean, we won't know till it really comes out because promos don't mean anything, especially with SH Monsterarts. But
oh yeah,
I'm definitely gonna get it.
It's definitely one that I'm sure a lot of people who missed out on the original release was looking forward to. But me personally, it's a pass.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the original release.
Yeah, I really like it.
I don't feel like it's necessary to have this version, even though it does look nice. It is one of my favorite Godzilla suits, though, and one of my favorite Monsterarts. So it's right now, it's a pass. But if somewhere down the line I have extra money lying around, and I've already gotten the 1995 Gamera that I still haven't gotten, then maybe I'll get it. But it seems kind of a bare bones release. There's no atomic blast in it, right?
Yeah, no.
Come on, that was such a no-brainer.
Right.
Jeez.
So let's stay on SH Monsterarts since people love the SH Monsterarts. Always do well for us. Well, we only got, 3 other releases that are coming out that are announced right now. The 2 Monster Hunters and the Biollante. Right? Am I missing something?
I think that's it at the moment.
With the, as well as the Atomic Blast.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on any of those?
Well, with Biollante, very happy for everybody who missed out on the original release.
Me too.
I already have the original release, but I lost the box due to water damage because of the fire. That was a big, that was gut-wrenching because I always like to keep the boxes for the Monsterarts. And that was the one Monsterarts I spent the most on when I was buying her. Bought her brand new off eBay when Monsterarts prices were still okay. I think it was late 2016. Yes, late 2016, mid 2016. I paid like $400 for that Biollante.
Wow.
One of the biggest prices I've ever had to pay for an action figure. But in my honest opinion, worth it.
Yeah, it's one of the best. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
And this repaint looks even better, in my honest opinion. Just from the promo shots, the deeper greens on the Biollante look so good. I want it, but I don't need it.
No, me neither. I'm not getting it. I'm like, they priced it too high.
They did.
So for me, it's just like, same as you. I really like the one I got. It's great for people that don't have it. People that don't have it should really get it because you're never going to get the original for that price.
Nope.
But for someone that has it, I feel like, it's not that different. It's not that different. The Monster Hunter stuff, though, I'm actually really excited about.
The Monster Hunter stuff, it's odd for me because I always wanted to get into the Monster Hunter series, but I've only played the games like sparingly here and there. I was never really into it.
Yeah, I played them sparingly too when on Wii.
Yeah, I played the Wii version actually. I think it was Monster Hunter Try was it? Yeah, Try was cool. I like the underwater segments; those were pretty cool, creepy too. But I never really got into it. But there was one thing I really loved about the series. It was the monster designs.
Yeah,
the fact that they're branching off and doing Monster Hunter now was like, why didn't they do this sooner? I think Nakaruga looks awesome, but I think what's his name? Rathalos, is it? The other one?
Yeah.
Rathalos is like a no-brainer. That's the one they should have announced first.
Yeah.
But
it's only they're only coming out like a month apart.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's just like I want them, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to financially get them at the time.
I hear you, man. I pre-ordered them. Unfortunately, I couldn't pre-order them through my normal channel. I always get my stuff through Muteki Sales, who sponsored Cyber Kaiju. So I was a little, because I had stopped pre-ordering anything for a bunch of months there.
You went on a little hiatus.
Yeah, just no buying, no pre-ordering, canceled every single pre-order I had, except for the ones that were paid for it. I couldn't cancel.
I think as toy reviewers and considering how much stuff we get, I think more people need to do that.
Yeah, because everything becomes backlogged then.
Yeah, it's true. I have so much figures and games I want to cover. And here's the scary cycle about it. At least for me. I see something and I'm like, I don't need that, but I can cover that for the channel.
Yeah.
I can cover that for the channel.
Yeah.
And I'll start buying over and over again, and then I have them all.
It's like an addiction almost.
It is.
It probably is an addiction. Yeah,
it is an addiction, and it's we don't notice it until it's too late.
Yeah, no, well, that what's happened to me in January. I was just like, it was too late. It was like I had gotten to the point of I just maxed out my credit card.
Oh man, this is why I don't have credit cards.
And
Because
I was like, okay, that's it. I have to cut it down. So
saw some stuff.
once I got it down half, that's when I slowly started coming back. I was like, all right, half. I'm a lot better than I was, and now I'm almost done completely. So it's good.
You know what's the stinger? When you're like, oh, I can cover this for the channel. You cover it on the channel and it bombs.
Yep.
And then it's just like, oh, that wasn't such a good idea because in the long run, that ended up hurting my channel more than anything.
Yeah. Well, here's something I hope doesn't hurt the channel. Kong.
Ooh, Kong. That's the
NECA
NECA
Kong.
one?
Yeah, I just finished the review today.
That's not going to hurt your channel. That's going to help. Like, trust me, so many people want that figure.
I still have to work on a thumbnail, which for me takes a little while. But otherwise, it's completely done. So hopefully in the next few days, I could get it up. I'm kind of like, I almost kind of want to like just hold it back till Saturday. Because I noticed like if I don't get it up tomorrow night, then Friday nights are one of the worst nights numbers-wise for me. I do not know why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think people have other things they want to watch on a Friday night, but
probably a lot of people upload on Fridays. I think
maybe that's what it is. But like, I don't know. It's a weird thing that I've noticed. So, like I usually just put up, there's always gonna be a video up, but I think I'm gonna hold that off to Saturday because Saturdays are usually pretty good, and I might do a premiere on that one because
I would do a premiere for that.
Yeah, because it's fun, and I did a lot of work on that one, so it's a little bit of a long one for it, but it's a really good figure.
Longer videos mean more ads. And
that's what they say.
That's what I hear.
Let's see.
That's a good thing for the channel.
Yeah. Kaiju Short says, "Oh man, I have a shelf just of unbuilt kits in backlog. When things are so accessible and you know how bad the aftermarket gets, it's hard to pass on things." I hear you. The
aftermarket is a big driving force for this addiction.
Yeah. No, totally. I totally understand that. My backlog is huge, but like then, like I was saying, I took a break from February till June, and I still had stuff up on the channel daily, except for 2 weeks when this crazy crisis started and it hit New York hard. Mm-hmm. It was like 2 weeks where all I did was like watch the news, basically. So yeah. So it was like really bad, and I couldn't focus, and I moved everything up to my apartment, and I just had to focus on work when I was at doing this, actually working. So I was like, so there was a 2 week gap there where I didn't do anything, but otherwise, like the backlog like really helped. And it was great because it was like for me it was like brand new figures. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh man, I never opened these. This is amazing, So, and the channel did okay in that time being. So I was good with it. And like you said, it is good to take a break sometimes, and I might actually do it again without any like prompting of financial troubles.
I've actually been on a bit of a break from importing figures.
Okay.
Because of like I used to be on Monsterarts every damn day. Ami I was on every day. I was looking for figures. I'm like, I want this figure arts. And then it just once the whole COVID situation got bad and the whole shipping situation just turned into DHL only, and then those prices went up. Mm-hmm. It was just like, okay, maybe this is the break I need from import figures. So what I'll do is I'll just focus on like domestic releases, NECA stuff, and then the whole game collecting started. So it led to another addiction.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that beneficial, but instead of spending $90 on a figure arts, mm-hmm. I can get maybe for half the price, maybe 4 or 5 games for the PlayStation 2 that I always wanted. And like I just found these recently on eBay.
I wanted to ask you about that. What are those, Primal Rage figures?
Primal Rage figures. These were made in '96.
Wow.
And guess who made them?
Oh, man. I don't know. Galoob. I don't remember who's around in '96.
Playmates.
Playmates. Wow.
These are Playmates, and it makes me wonder what the hell happened with some of their Godzilla releases, because these are incredible. Like, you got Diablo here, you got Sauron here. Let me show you. I got these two over here. Talon.
Oh, wow. That is cool. I saw you put up pictures of those, but I didn't see that guy.
Yeah, these just came in the other day. Armadon, I posted
Oh,
a
my
picture
God. That's
of.
awesome.
So a lot of these are, like, I look at them and I think to myself, for the time, these are incredible. And they still hold up to this day. I just got the two monkeys, too.
Oh, wow.
Chaos and Blizzard.
Jeez, I don't even remember that line at all.
Me neither. I was Primal Rage is actually one of the games that I plan to cover on the gaming channel. And the one thing I want to do with the gaming channel is not just talk about games, but talk about games that have toys associated with them and kind of bridge the gap and link the two channels together.
Yeah, that's a cool idea, man.
So I'm gathering all of these Primal Rage figures. I am only missing one right now, and I already have her on the way. Vertigo.
Nice job. Sometimes that happens. Like, you just get into it, like, I gotta get this and this and this. Dude, and it all, like, lines up.
It's crazy. Like, I've managed to check eBay every day. Newly listed, I always check. Playmates, Primal Rage. I found the two T-Rexes from the game. These two guys, but there were a bigger scale version of them. They're like pretty darn big. They're all the way over there. I'm not going to get up to get them unless you want to see them. But I saw an original listing for them for like $99. Somebody's charging $100 a pop. I don't think they're worth that much. Somebody put both of them up. $20 each. Buy it now.
Wow.
Like this. It was just like that. I bought them instantly, and I couldn't be happier.
That's awesome, man.
So those are some fun old releases that I plan to cover on the channel. Like, they're not complete. They came with like little accessories but honestly, I could do without that. I just want the actual monster.
Well, especially when you're covering something old, if you don't have everything.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, it's just fun, So Toku Texas Cosplay says Friday nights for me is Ultraman Z. It is for me too.
It's Ultraman Z. Ultraman Z has to be one of the most impressive Ultraman shows I've seen in a long time.
Oh my God, it's so creative. It's I love what they're like. You could tell everybody involved in that show is having a good time.
Oh my God, the cinematography
is so good.
It's insane. I'm looking at it I'm watching it with my wife because she could get into Ultraman. We watch it together. We don't watch it Friday nights exactly because it depends on my work situation. Maybe I'll wait a week or two so I have 2 episodes to watch. But we're watching it. We're loving this show so much, and then it feels like a successor to Orb.
Yeah,
because you got Juggler in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Juggler, oh my God, I love Juggler.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't liked the show as much since Orb. So, I mean, the other shows were good, but, like, I don't know, they didn't grab me like this one has.
Did you watch X yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you watched X. What did you think of X, by the way? What do you think of X?
My son likes X more than I do, but I like X. I think it's cool. I like X more than Jeed. I wasn't the biggest fan of Jeed. Not Jeed. Yeah, Jeed. No, I'm not. Ginga. Sorry. That's where really all this started. Ginga was just like, eh.
Ginga was probably the lowest point when it came to the new generation heroes.
Yeah, I didn't love it. But Orb was awesome. Then it was Jeed, right? Orb, Jeed. Yeah.
It was Ginga S, which had
X.
Victory in it.
X, right.
X came after them.
Right.
Then Orb, then Jeed, then Rubu, and then Taiga, and then Zed.
I have not seen Taiga at all, actually. At all. I saw one episode, actually. I'm sorry. We saw one episode that they played on the Ultraman channel.
I'm on episode 8 or 9 on Taiga. I've slacked on Taiga, and I feel bad because I was really hyped for the show when they announced it. Like, the whole thing. I was always saying, I was like, all right, we've seen Zero, who's the son of Ultra 7. I was always telling my wife, I'm like, what if Taro has a son? And then, 2 seasons later, bam, Taiga, Taro's son. And I'm like, I love the whole father-son, dynamic. And I love Taro.
Who is your favorite Ultraman?
Orb.
Orb? Cool.
I have to say that without hesitation.
Yeah, Orb, I really love Orb, but my guy is still Zero. Like, I love Zero.
I love Zero too.
That's really that's like the Godzilla 1985 of the Ultraman New Generation stuff in a way. It's like it kind of lays the foundation of what everything else
afterwards
later was about. And I love Ultraman. I love, like, whenever he appears, he just, sorry he's late. But
yeah, people always seem to be like, I think the cool thing is now to complain about Zero being in every show, but I don't care. I like Zero. He's so badass, and to have him show up, it's kind of like, it's like you said, he just, I feel like he started the whole next gen Ultraman, and
sure.
He's kind of like I would say how Ultraman was for like the Ultra Brothers shows following, or Ultra 7 even. Like, I like it. I like how they focus on legacy content, like older kaiju from the Showa shows and stuff like that. I'm
looking forward to the Zet SHF. It looks really nice.
I have to pre-order that, actually. I gotta pre-order that.
Yeah, that's a good one to have, and it's at that like Reiwa like budget price, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Amir asked, "What was my first figure to collect?" Whew, the first figure. That's a tough one. I'm gonna like say it because there's like 3 definite phases of my life when I was getting figures. It was as a kid, obviously, but you didn't really buy your stuff yourself. When I was like a teen, going into like my early 20s, there was like a good like 90s phase where I bought stuff myself, and but I was like just collecting and buying whatever, and then I stopped for a good like 10 years, stopped collecting, because when I started comics I was like very, very focused, like getting my comics career off the ground. So but in 2013, when I found out, and I think it had started already, but when I found out about the SH Monsterarts line, I was like, holy, I gotta get those, because I've never seen Godzilla figures look like that. So the first 2 figures I got were Mogera and Godzilla 64. Those were the first 2.
Probably.
And I got them at the same time, but I actually had to send Mogera back because I took it out of the package and the leg fell off.
Oh, was it like just a ball joint issue? You could just put it back together? No?
No, it was like totally broken. Like it was somebody had returned it. I didn't realize it at the time.
That's
because there was like glue in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mogera is a very interesting build. I have that sucker right here.
Nice.
Probably still to this day one of the best.
I agree. I agree. That was the genesis of Ultrazilla.
Oh yeah.
So I could say I could pinpoint it to that. Like when I bought those 2 figures is when the current collection started, which ultimately led to Ultrazilla just 2 years later. So what about yourself, man?
Right here.
Space
Godzilla. Always my favorite. I actually used the Bandai Creation Space Godzilla as kind of like a character on my old channel.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was kind of like it would just like do the roars, but I would give it subtitles, like I was or something. So that's why if you watched my Playmates Space Godzilla review, there was a skit and story in that one where I go back and explain.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see that, yeah.
No, it wasn't the Playmates review, actually. It was the Bandai Creation Space Godzilla review. That was... I remember making videos like that all the time, and it was so fun. So, anyways, the genesis of Solidus Godzilla Scorpio Cesar was this figure. When the Monsterarts line kicked off, I think I was still jobless. I was still in high school, or I was just starting college. I think I was just starting college or somewhere in college. And I wasn't working a job where I can make ends meet and be able to collect something like this. Because these were the MSRP for these were like what, $60-$70 at the time. I don't
Something like
remember.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty pricey, but they weren't as pricey as they are now.
No.
And I always said to myself, if I can afford at Monsterarts, I want Space Godzilla. And that will be the only Monsterarts I will buy. I will buy just Space Godzilla and be happy with it. I got Space Godzilla, and this sucker kicked off me covering Monsterarts and buying them like this. It was an addiction. Once I got this one, it just never stopped. So
I think Monsterarts kicked off a lot of channels.
I think they did, because a lot of people loved watching the videos of the Monsterarts.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching so many people review these, and I was like, man, I want this one. Oh, I want this one next, man, I don't remember. Steven was one of the guys who covered them earlier.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of the guys I was watching, and I mean, honestly, like, he pretty much pushed me into creating Ultrazilla in a way. So got a lot to thank, and I always thank Steven for like everything. He's always like taking care of me, like it's really, really cool. And he's so much younger than me. He could be my son.
He's that younger. I could probably be your son.
Probably. Jonathan asked if I'm gonna do wrestling figures. At this point, I am not. I used to do wrestling figures on the channel, but it's one of those things that I had to cut. The last wrestling figure I did was the Jushin Thunder Liger, and I actually see it here.
Is that the Storm Collectibles one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember seeing that review and being like,
this figure I had to get, because I mean, it was just retiring, and I was just like, I followed, and his hand is missing. I see his hand. I'm not gonna go get it.
That's a Storm Collectibles issue.
Yeah, but
falling hands.
This figure is gorgeous. It's one of the best ones they've done.
Jushin Liger is such a character in terms of like his look.
Yeah, man. I mean, he took the whole character from an anime, the Jushin Liger anime.
Wait, it was an anime first? I always thought
it's a Go Nagai anime. Wow. Jushin Liger. I actually have a Jushin Liger figure from Sentinel that I've never even opened. It's in my pile of stuff, and I bought it on an HLJ like sale, and I was just like, "Oh, I'll get that," and I never did anything with it.
Jushin Liger.
But yeah, no figures here, man.
I used to collect a lot of wrestling figures back when I was like early high school. And like people were just talking about cars and girls, and I'm like, I just got the most recent like Jack Pacific figure of Kane, and I was kind of late.
There are some cool Kane figures actually.
Oh, Kane is still one of my favorites. I don't collect any more wrestling figures, but I did buy 2 recently, not so long ago. And you'll actually see one of them in the size comparisons for the Predator review that I did. The Ghostbusters exclusive Undertaker.
That's cool.
Oh, that is... I finally opened it because I had it for like 2 months in its packaging. And it's so cool. I love translucent figures. Yeah. And it's Undertaker.
Yeah, we were like right before we started here, we were talking about translucent figures. We were talking about the G19 Bluezilla. I just love that stuff. There he is. There he be. And would you like to say anything about it? Do you have a video coming up? Possibly.
For this guy, yes. I have the review already filmed. I just gotta edit it and render it and upload it.
Yeah, because someone earlier, and my apologies, folks. I missed who said that, but someone asked what our next videos are.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Alpha Predator review coming out after this podcast tonight 10:30.
Tonight, guys, jump over to Scorpio's channel.
There you go.
Put the what do you call it? Put the link in the chat.
Let me see if I can do that. Actually,
And Kaiju Shorts actually said he loved the diecast in Mogera. It has such a nice weight to it. I just wanted to put that out there because I love diecast. That's one of the things I love. I love super robots and diecast stuff. And I just, that's what I loved about Mogera. And I just got the Chogokin Black Kiryu.
Always wanted that one.
Oh, man.
Did you open it yet?
I just barely opened it to like look at it, but like I haven't messed around with it. Like I'm hoping it's like nothing's faulty with it or anything. So we shall see soon enough. Oh, you're gonna wait till the weekend, I guess, at this point. But that is super, super awesome.
Man, my laptop is so laggy right now. I'm trying to get the link for the Alpha Predator review if I can.
So they just announced today the alien. Well, the Rhino alien in the alternate colors. Did you see that?
Yeah, you know what? They announced that a while.
They didn't they?
Yeah, they just I guess.
I think it's made it official now, or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it went up for pre-order. It's actually like I really like that. Was the first one good?
Oh yeah, the first one. Woo boy, that is one of my.
I didn't get it, so. I kind of wanted that one because Kenner line was something I bought in the 90s.
The Kenner tribute figures, I think all of them are great. Some are better than others. I
actually traded the Mantis alien to Vinny.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, which is, how we met last year at NYCC.
Right, that's right, when you guys met each other.
Before the world collapsed. And I also met Heisenberg during the NYCC last year. That was a good NYCC actually. I think there was not going to be another one, but this year.
My goodness, my laptop is not cooperating with me, dude. I cannot get the link to the video.
All right, no problem. Let's see what we could do here. Vinny said he got all the event exclusive figures, but which one? Which ones is he talking about?
Probably NECA.
NECA, maybe? Or is it, we were talking about wrestling at the time when that went up, so I wonder. Oh. Vinny, if you're still there, let us know. But here is Scorp's video link. That's to his Predator.
Thank you.
This will be a premiere.
Thank you.
Right after this one, right? Oh, at 10:30. Yeah, so right after this, we're closing at 10 o'clock now. We're probably gonna end this now.
I'm having too much fun.
Yeah, I have something. I want to do an unboxing here. Well,
let's do it.
I got an unboxing here.
Oh, I saw that at Walmart.
Alpha and Zordon.
I came so close to buying that.
I'm so silly excited about this. I don't know why, but I love Alpha. Yeah, he's such a silly character, but I don't know. I
like Alpha because you could put him with any figure, and it's just like, hey, look, there's a robot.
Yeah.
Crossing over. That Zordon looks cool.
Yeah. And you gotta get I gotta get batteries in here.
Oh, it
doesn't come. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no batteries in here. It feels light.
How much
is that cool. $30 on Walmart.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, because you get a regular figure, Lightning Collection figure, and I'm not gonna go too much further on that one. On Lightning Collection, I think. I
gotta admit, there are some figures that I really want from the Lightning Collection, mainly the Mighty Morphin figures.
Yeah, same here.
But I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna buy them all, honestly.
A lot of them are really nice, but some of them I just was like kind of bored with, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want to get every line. You know what line I really loved? Super Mega Force. So I love their costumes. I love it was like Go Kaiger. I would like to have those. I think they haven't done any of those yet, but that's something I'll be looking forward to. Wow, this Alpha figure is really, really nice.
I'm digging that Alpha, man. I've always wanted like a 6-inch Alpha or 5-inch in this case, probably. Yeah. Right?
Oh, I mean, it's a little dark in here, but so I can't really see every detail. But it looks It looks awesome.
Mighty Morphin was my jam growing up.
Yeah, me too. Well, I was already a little older, but I was in high school when that came out. But
Oh, I was in I was in like first grade. I was in kindergarten. I dressed up as the Green Ranger
that's awesome.
for kindergarten.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
And
It comes with this little where is it? Little teddy bear.
Is that Alpha's teddy bear?
Yeah, Alpha's teddy bear with the alpha head.
Oh, Jesus.
That's pretty funny.
That's making me want to go on Netflix and watch Mighty Morphin now. But I'll be honest with you, Sal. For me, Power Rangers is the one show I have a hard time going back to watch.
Oh yeah.
I
have a hard time going back to watch that stuff too, but like, we'll catch like stuff now. Like another series that I do like the costumes on is Dino Charge, which is one of the more recent seasons. Came out. It was about 2014, I guess, and
okay.
That's when my son was born, and I would just buy him like actually, I think they started 2015, and I would buy him like some of the Zords and stuff. So that has like a special place for me, and first one that visually he connected to.
Mm-hmm.
So like that one and Beast Morphers now are like two that I do like, and it's mostly because of that interaction with that stuff with my son. So I wouldn't mind getting Lightning Collection of those either. But other than that, I don't know if I'm gonna get. This is awesome. Like he's holding the little doll.
That's pretty cool. Actually, I want that now.
It is so awesome. I was so excited when it finally popped back up because this was one of those things that dropped during my break for pre-orders, and pre-orders were gone.
Really? I saw them last time I went to Walmart. I was looking for something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking for those Rampage figures. The Stretch Armstrong ones that I think Steven covered on his channel.
Uh-huh.
Did you get any of those?
Those, no. I only got the
Leonard ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are based off the movie though. Yeah. I should have gotten that when it came out.
This thing is amazing.
That's an impressive sculpt.
This is another thing that Steven picked up for me when they came out because I couldn't. Like Walmart is just not close to me at all, so I have to drive for a long ways.
I wish I knew you were looking for that Alpha set because when I went to Walmart, they had 3 of them last time.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Eventually Walmart does put up everything online after the fact. Mm-hmm. So, I had plenty to get. So I just waited it out, and then once it finally popped up, I was like, yeah, Alpha.
My Walmart looks so bad. They'll go like a month or two where their toy section is just so barren. It's like a wasteland.
Yikes.
And then they'll put up stuff that came out like 2 months ago out or something.
Yeah. So a couple of latecomers here. We got Captain McKay Random, who's another great, awesome channel. Just check out his stuff. And the director, who was part of our Cyber Kaiju event. Very, very cool. He printed. He does a lot of figure sculpts and stuff, and printing out stuff. He just printed a 62 Kong. He's gonna have a review up soon. Back in action, very good. That sounds great. I want to check that out, and I've already said I want one to hit. I want one of those. When he makes the bigger ones, I would like a 62 Kong because that's something, man. We don't have any 62 Kongs out there.
I think the only one released was the Bandai Creation. Not the Bandai Creation, the Bandai from way back then.
Yeah. And I think there was a YMSF one at some point, but
I'm sure there was.
They make everything, but I don't have it. But anyway, let's see. I think that's about it. And I'm gonna we should talk get up to 10-15, and then this way you can jump right into your thing.
Y'all want to join? I'll be there. It's a review I've been asked about a lot since it came out, and I held off on it because
this is the 100th Predator. Or
the
something?
100th Predator from NECA, or maybe it's the 100th release from their Predator line.
Yeah.
I forget, but And a lot of people were like, when are you going to review it? When are you going to review it? And I'm like, I'm waiting on Big Bad Toy Store. And they were really late in getting that one.
Yeah.
And then when it came out
later, like a lot of people have been complaining lately, but I mean, it's kind of hard, like with everything that's going on, you know.
I don't really. It was like whatever at that point. I had just finished all the Lost Tribe reviews, so I was burned out on Predators. Now I have to return to the Lost Tribe with the ultimate releases that are coming out now.
Hmm.
Not looking forward to that.
I really wanted to get that Alpha Predator. Actually, that was one that I was like really looking at, but
yeah,
I just kind of, you know, like I was always like in and out of Aliens and Predator. I have a shelf full of Aliens and Predator stuff, but it's not. It's just literally one small shelf
right.
of stuff, you know, of like mixed line stuff.
This is if you're kind of like you jump in and jump out. I would have to say, wait for the review. I'm not going to tell you exactly because there's good and there's bad.
I hear you. So, what else are you looking forward to in 2020 figure-wise?
2020 figure-wise? Well, the Ultimate Lost Tribe releases.
Is that's going to start dropping this year?
They actually... One of them actually popped up on their eBay and Amazon store today.
Oh, great.
So Ultimate Lost Predator is up now on their eBay and Amazon store. And as much as I wanted to cover it for the channel, I refuse once again to pay $11 for shipping for a $34 figure.
Yeah, I usually it's for me it was only worth it with the Godzilla line. Because it was like the one way to guarantee that my review would be up more, you know, one of the first up, you know, like, which always guarantees a lot more.
You got to beat the rush.
Yeah. So, but it was worth it to pay. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it comes really fast. So it's like they are paying priority. So I was always like, and all those figures are like heavy chunks of plastic.
They are heavy. Especially the Ultimate Predators.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm okay. But I've heard, man, like, you know, all the stuff they're doing now with the TMNT stuff and the pre-orders, I heard they're shipped. Well, actually, I did get the Metalhead. I ordered Metalhead.
Ooh, that one.
Because that's the one I really wanted to get from those.
Steven was keeping me posted on those. And every time he was like, they're coming out to pre-order. And it's just like, I can't afford it right now.
Yeah, that was the only one I did because I wanted to get that one. I have like weird. I honestly want to get Metalhead because I always consider, like, for me it's gonna be the Turtles mech.
He's
not
the
like a robot. He's gonna be like a giant mech. Yeah. So I just kind of want him like in shots with like various kaiju and stuff and robots.
Yeah, put him.
Like I don't even care about him as a like actual like Turtles character. I just always wanted him for that.
He was always my favorite, one of my favorite villains in Turtles in Time.
Mm-hmm.
You ever played Turtles in Time?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I loved Alley Cat Blues, the second level, and he was the main boss in that. And I'm like, holy crap, it's a mecha turtle. And when they showed off his figure, I was just like, I'm so game. I was game for a lot of those figures from the TMNT line.
I was too.
But
what
killed it for me was Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yep, me too. Me too.
Trying to get those.
Could never get it.
Until I finally found them at a Target.
Oh, you did find them?
I found them at a Target trying to get toilet paper during the whole crisis. I got the toilet paper, and they just happened to have 3 of them there. And I was like, you know, I got them, and it was kind of like a turnoff. I was just like, the way they handled these releases needs to change.
It was not good. I'm glad they did start doing the pre-orders for that because that's a good way to get them. But the shipping is a little bit high. Yeah, like Captain here said, you know, like he pre-ordered some of them. Shipping is high, but the guarantee of knowing you're gonna get them is totally like worth it in a way, you know, like because you're not going to be driving around and whatever.
At least this is a way to combat the whole scalpers.
And guys, if you really love TMNT, definitely check out Captain McKay Random's channel. He covers all of that stuff. It's really, really good.
I'm probably going to have to live vicariously through him because I want Metalhead, I want April O'Neil, I want the Casey Jones Raphael set from the movie, I want Super Shredder, I want Toko and Razor.
Yeah.
But they came out at times where I just couldn't pay for them.
No, I hear you, man. Director asked if we read Marvel's new Ultraman.
No, he probably did.
I did not.
No, Sal, come on.
No, I didn't. Here's a crazy thing. I don't read comics.
I don't either.
I work in the comic industry, and because of that, I just like it's always been. I just don't want to read any other comics than the stuff I'm already working on. Like I look at it all day long. So it's kind of. I used to be a huge comic book collector. That like went away as soon as I started working full time. And I have tons of comics here because I get sent, comps of everything I do. So it's like, it just builds and builds and builds. And I just kind of stopped reading.
It happens.
I put it out there, Marvel could have hired me to letter Ultraman. Who better? But
then Ultrazilla.
It was not to be because...
Yeah. You never know.
Marvel actually has a contract with a lettering studio, and they've had it for like forever, like talking 20 years now. So you have to be super special and requested by like some like special like creators to really get in there and not be part of that studio.
You have to have the connects.
Yeah, I mean, I know those guys, but it's just we don't really work together. So Marvel's been the one company that I've worked for every company, but Marvel. It is one of those things. What
never say never, Sal.
Never say never. No, hey, I'll put it out there again. Ultraman, do an offshoot miniseries. I'm here for it. But I would like to read it. I would like to read Ultraman for sure, but I haven't been in a comic shop in quite a while.
I don't buy comics generally. I never really read them either. It was kind of like
paperback because that'll be available on Amazon.
Yeah, I'll wait till there's like a Nimbus when they collect them all, make like a hardcover for them.
Yep.
Then I'll get it.
Yeah, I'll definitely get it when that comes out. But that'll be it. All right, guys. We're probably going to be ending this now. So if you guys have any last questions for myself, for Scorpio, let us know now.
Give us the questions.
Yeah, because then we're going to be moving over to Scorpio's channel for the Alpha Predator premiere. More chatting, so come on by there. That should be cool. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that.
I'm late to the party as usual when it comes to this review, but whatever.
So an 8 out of 10 here for Ultraman comic. That's pretty cool. That's good.
The story is different, but totally true to its roots. You know what? Honestly, that's all you can ask.
That's what you want, man. I mean, I heard great things about the Power Rangers comic too. Like, that's been really, really good. I mean, I got figures. They made figures from that comic already.
Which comic is it? The Battle for Grid, the Shattered Grid one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because Lord Draken is one of the better figures, and Ranger Slayer. Didn't you get Ranger Slayer?
No, I missed out on Ranger Slayer, but I will give them credit. That comic line, even though I haven't read it, totally, I've watched videos covering it, has gotten me back into the Power Rangers, like the franchise, because of that one character, Lord Dragon. I have the Lightning Collection figure of him.
It's a good figure.
He was the last one I got. Mine is kind of screwed up a little bit because one of the horns on his helmet is kind of bent, the rubber. I don't know if I can fix that or not. I don't care to really at the time, but I loved the Tommy. I loved him as the Green Ranger. I loved him as the White Ranger. Yeah. I loved him in Dino Thunder when he came back as the Black Ranger.
That figure is out now, actually.
I gotta get that.
Yeah.
And I always liked Tommy. And Jason David Frank is awesome. But I love the concept behind a hero character turning into a villain.
Yeah, no, I do too.
That always gets me for some reason. And then Ranger Slayer is another one. I need to get that one at some point.
That's a really cool figure. I like that one a lot.
I saw you reviewed it, right?
Yep.
Did you cover it?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and then he sent me the link to it, and I'm like, damn, Sal, you sent it at a time where I just don't have the money for it.
That's right. Oh, that's what it was. Right.
You sent me the link to it.
Yeah,
and
I was like, oh, look, it's up.
I'm just like, should I buy it or not? I'll find it at a GameStop somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you will. It's a good figure. Definitely worth it.
Everybody was searching for Goldar, and I found Goldar at my local GameStop, so it's whatever.
All right, guys, we're gonna end it here because we are closing in on the time for Scorpio's premiere. That was a good idea on your part. Put it right behind this.
I didn't know, honestly. I was probably going to delay it just in case we went over.
But that was good. Good timing.
But I didn't want to put it before because I was going to upload it earlier today. But then I was just like, but I'm advertising this chat, this whole podcast. That would be counterintuitive. So let me just put it afterwards.
There we go. Go here now. That's where you're going to go. And that is it, Scorpio Man. Thank you for joining me. A little, Well,
Ultrazilla.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, man. I'd be down to doing this again sometime.
Definitely, man. All right, guys.
It's fun.
Thanks, everybody, for joining in. And till next time, peace out, peeps.
Peace.